I literally never want to talk to my sisters ever again because we missed Renaissance, Beyonce, and I got tickets and I knew we had to go fifth row and you guys just literally flaked.
Like, honestly, this is probably the biggest regret of my life. Every time I see
Whatever.
just scrolling on social media, I just like
Ugh.
shut it off because I'm like, really, I can't look at that right now.
Or
And
you too.
Whatever.
Mhm.
I had a broken foot. It wasn't my fault. Sometimes life just gives you lemons.
I mean, this would have been the perfect follow up for Lemonade. I mean, Lemonade, oh my God, that was Kanji, you were right
Well-
because during Lemonade, you called it.
I've been following Beyonce since Say My Name. So we get to Lemonade, and then I was like, you guys, I can't. Beyonce's not giving me her all because I know she's pregnant, and I went and got some merch.
Okay, yes. Do you remember? She said that.
No.
You left your wallet. Remember, you left your wallet at the merchandise stand.
That's right. That was the nicest sweatshirt made of cotton with a
Lemonade
zip
with
up
a
in the
zipper.
front and the back. And it said lemonade. I felt like a rock star. Oh my God, I left my wallet.
Well, guess what?
What?
Chicken butt.
What?
This was supposed to be our reunion
know.
event for
I know.
Beyonce. Like I remember on the way we drove from Memphis to Nashville, I cried. I took selfies of myself crying because I was about to go.
Because she's amazing.
Beyonce, I was like Lemonade. I loved Lemonade.
No, it was religious. Remember the walk over the bridge?
Yes.
All the other, that's
Yes.
when I became a beehiver. Dancing with people on that bridge. Heading into
I know it makes me get why people become like obsessed. Just thinking about what Beyonce did with this tour for me is moving because as a Black female entrepreneur, I don't think she gets enough respect for how much she brings to the table. And I think, what was it, $4.3 billion is what she generated.
It's
through
now
her tour.
4.5 according to the New York Times, 4.5 billion,
bad.
which is the equivalent of the
million less.
Beijing Olympics.
So she was they said it's a full GDP of an economy in another, it could be for a small country. That's how much she generated. And so, a lot of times we talk about the Black female spend, but we don't talk about, how much we
I don't care about the spend. All I care about is the fact that I didn't get to go. I don't care how much people spent. I don't care what people did.
No,
I don't care.
She's
I
never
don't
going
care about that.
You guys, I don't think she'll ever bring this back to like the
No.
level to another concert series. Like this is it. Honestly, like I will travel for music. I will,
wow.
and I will never. This is a hard lesson. It's a hard lesson.
Welcome to Sispreneur Stories. Hello, I'm Kanji Anthony.
I'm Aurora.
And I'm Janita.
I'm coming in from Memphis. Aurora and Janita are in good old New York. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to @Sispreneur Stories on YouTube or with your podcast service and follow our social media.
We are three sisters and we're passionate about business and also happen to be entrepreneurs. We've come together as sisters and business owners to explore Black female entrepreneurship.
We'll learn from Black women who run successful companies, shatter barriers while nurturing the self, embracing vulnerability, and conquering imposter syndrome. You'll be captivated by inspiring stories and insights, and join a thriving community that uplifts, transforms, and redefines the essence of entrepreneurship, where we raise our glasses to the remarkable journey of Sispreneurs everywhere.
Hello, Memphis. I'm Ernest Strickland, President and CEO of the Black Business Association of Memphis. In a world filled with noise, we stand firm, advocating for the prosperity of our community. As the title sponsor of Sispreneur Stories, our commitment goes beyond words. The Black Business Association has been an anchor for Memphis entrepreneurs, navigating challenges and championing resilience. Our involvement in Sispreneur Stories is a reflection of the serious work we're doing to redefine the business landscape in our city. May each episode be a catalyst for personal growth, resilience, and inspiration.
Time now for Meet My Sister. Today's guest is Carolyn Chism Hardy. This trailblazing entrepreneur has left an indelible mark on both business and community. Her remarkable journey embodies resilience and innovation, from her pivotal role in steering a Coors plant to its highest efficiency to founding and selling Hardy Bottling Company, buying out Coors, and pioneering ventures like Henderson Transloading Services and H2 Beverage Company. Carolyn's impact extends far beyond profits. Her commitment to community revitalization and philanthropic endeavors, coupled with her leadership roles in institutions such as the Federal Reserve Memphis branch, the Greater Memphis Chamber, and the University of Memphis, showcase her unwavering dedication to empowerment and positive change. Welcome, Carolyn Chism Hardy.
Thank you. Thank you. I am excited about being here today.
Okay, so first, can you share a bit about your own journey as a trailblazing Sispreneur and the challenges you faced in breaking barriers within your industries, plural?
Well, the first barrier that every entrepreneur faces, especially Black and especially women entrepreneurs, is financial. I mean, I don't care what you commit to, how much collateral you have, you will have financial challenges. I'll never forget my first company. I went to banks trying to borrow the money for Hardy Bottling. And the banks gave me the criteria that was required to get a successful loan. And every time we accomplished each of the requirements, they moved it. And so I just felt that that was never going to change. I had a gentleman come to me who used to work for Merrill Lynch. And he called me. He said, "You don't know me." He said, "I just saw you receive an award at Grace Magazine's annual event." And he said, "I just had to call you. My heart just, compelled me to pick up the phone and call you." He called me and said, "You are never going to get that money from the bank." He said, "They will continue to change the requirements so that you feel like you're getting something." Because when I met the banks, they all said, "We want to do a major deal, really make a splash in Tennessee, offer a female minority a major loan." Well, I asked for $25 million. Well, they thought I was going to ask for $1 million.
Yeah.
They're like,
Okay, wait a minute.
If you don't mind me asking, what year?
2006.
Wow, that's not very long.
Fascinating.
We had something very
so-
similar, so this is just, it's
Yeah.
pervasive.
Yeah, nothing's changed. So interesting enough, the gentleman said, "I want to introduce you to a gentleman who will help you get this loan." And he introduced me to a gentleman by the name of Gary Moore. And Gary lives in Oklahoma still. And Gary is what they call a hard money lender. What that means is that you're going to pay 6 or 7% above prime. Okay, so you're going to pay a lot of money, more than you would have paid if you had a bank loan. The other thing, if you wanted a small business loan or small business interest rates, you can only get that from a bank. You cannot get that from a hard money lender. So all of the programs that were out there for small businesses, unless you're going through a bank, you not gain access to those programs. So that's another disadvantage that you face. But I was able to secure the loan, and a few years later paid them back.
Wow.
And I tell
Two
people,
snaps.
Oh, yeah.
Two snaps. Two snaps.
We also do a soul clap right
Soul
around.
clap.
okay, so yeah, soul clap, yeah. But and I told myself that I did not want to find myself in that situation again. The other challenge that you have is that when you move into non-traditional spaces, when I owned Hardy Bottling, there were no other Black or female, zero. I was it. And so I felt that part of my journey at that time was to make sure that when Blacks wanted to introduce a brand, that I could help them introduce that brand. I could bottle their products for them because they were finding challenges finding someone that would handle their products. Okay.
Wow.
And so, I felt like I was a lady on a mission. And my mission was not only to grow a business, but to help others. As Kanji said, owned that company for about 5 years, worked for a lot of the major brands, Arizona Iced Tea, Coca-Cola, Rockstar, Centron, 7-Eleven Select. We produced all their juice for the entire United States. So we did a lot of different brands.
And so people who don't know what bottling is, so you were actually doing the bottling
I
of
was the
other people's
co-packer
products.
of other people's brands. That's right.
Got you. Okay.
And I never thought that I wanted to, pursue my own brand. And then I learned a lot.
Yes.
Whenever you're working with other people's businesses, you're learning from them all the time, if you're willing to learn. I tell people, if you open your mind and just listen, you will gain knowledge. You close your mind, you will gain nothing but lose time. Okay? And so you lose time, and all of us know that we only have so much. Okay? But no, I was fortunate to see those brands working. And I will tell you, it is really tough to build a brand. Don't let anybody confuse you, okay? What I mean by that is that when you go into the major stores, whether it's Kroger, Publix, any of the stores, Target, Walmart, whatever, look at the Black brands. You may find 2 or 3, but look at the percentage spend that minorities is investing in those stores. We're spending and most retail outlets between 15 and 20%, depending on the demographics of the neighborhood.
That's the truth.
So in Memphis, the spend is going to be higher, since over 60% of our population is African American. So you're going to find that over 60% of the spend at retail is what? African American
dollars.
But go in and ask the question, what percentage of those goods and services are provided by African American? And I will tell you, significantly less than 1%.
That little.
Okay, the right number is probably a 10.
You just actually rendered me speechless on that one. And it's going to take me on to the next question for you. As someone who's consistently defied the odds, as you just said, what were some of the psychological dynamics you personally navigated and pioneering these new ventures?
The psychological component that we all face is that we get beat down so badly that we really have, when they say that you're really resilient, you have to be extremely resilient because you can get beat down on a Monday. You can have a major pitch on Tuesday. So you can't go to that major pitch beat down. You've got to go to that major pitch with excitement, with resilience, and like you want to be there.
So what do you do when you have that moment of saying, I can't do it anymore, and you have to wake up that next day and do something? What is your go-to to bounce back so that you can keep going?
You know what I do? I look at us, and I feel that my failure is not my failure. My failure is our failure. So if I don't put myself out there and every day wake up, put that best foot forward, Carolyn Hardy doesn't fail. All Black women, all Blacks fail. And so I can't afford to let that happen.
So glad.
Two snaps. So it's not an option. You're saying there's no plan B here.
No.
Yeah.
No. Even when I was in corporate America, I would go and I have to make a speech in front of the board. Okay. My mentor would say, Carolyn, you're going to make this speech instead of me. So they didn't know I was going on. I would be the only Black female in the room. And I would go to the restroom before the speech, and I would look in the mirror and I say, Carolyn, this is not about you. These people don't know Black people. So the only Black people, the only connection they have, and the only opportunity they have for a connection is with you and through you. So when I would go up there, I would have a superpower. Okay. This power came from not within me, but it came from above. Because it said, this lady is here.
And from your ancestors, our ancestors.
That's exactly.
You give me children.
Her job is to model and help them understand that Black people are absolutely amazing. We're absolutely intelligent. We're absolutely capable. But it's my responsibility at that moment to convey that message.
Is that too much pressure for one person, or do you think
it's a lot of pressure? It really, it is, Kanji. It is a lot of pressure.
Why are you carrying that around? What made you decide to take that?
Because my mom said that I'd been given a gift.
Yes,
and I have a responsibility.
To whom much is given, much is required.
That's exactly.
Our parents teach the same thing.
My mom would say that Carolyn, you were invited into a room.
Yes.
Whether Kanji talked about the Federal Reserve Board, okay.
Girl, the Federal Reserve.
I'm the deputy chair.
Okay.
I'm the deputy chair for the East District, and I'm the incoming chair for the East District.
Hello.
So, I would love you to maybe personalize that. Can you share a story from your journey that highlights a really significant barrier that you overcame? And if you have a set of strategies that you will consistently use, or if it's you go with the flow.
Well, the biggest barrier that I've encountered, and most minorities and women will encounter. So this is not just about me, and it's not 2006, but it's current, okay? It's the fact that trying to move into non-traditional spaces and get that sale is not as easy as a lot of people will try to make you believe that it is. They will say they have DE&I programs, that they have quotas and goals, but those quotas and goals will only work if you can fit within that box, okay? So if your pricing is not where it needs to be, because you don't get to be 1% over, okay? You need to be competitive. If your service is not where it needs to be, then you lose. So there's a lot of reasons you can lose. And so the biggest hurdle that I have is making sure that I get to the key decision maker. That was the same issue when I was modeling, and that's the same issue that I have now. They're not necessarily our fraternity brothers or college roommates,
right?
Or went to the same private school.
Personal relationships.
We didn't grow up with those relationships that has that type of influence. I will show up in places that people are shocked at, okay? I'm talking about our people. And we have to model that for them. The thing that networking does for you, it is a major investment, is that you can pick up the phone. I had a friend here, another example, and I've known him for 30 years. I mean, he's an amazing friend of mine. He's come to every company that I've been at. He flew into town to have dinner with me. But one of the things he was going to do for me is go check on that problem and give my people input. And he's the expert in the United States. But just flew in, not a service call, no. Flew in, have dinner with Carolyn, with his friend.
Must be nice.
But that's
Was it a PJ? Private jet?
No, it was yours. I have a few of those, but he was not one of those.
Yeah.
But that networking,
You're that too. Has a few of those.
Networking is so critical, and so we think that why do I have to go have coffee? Why do I have to go have drinks? Why do I have to go hang out with these people? Why do I have to go to this event? You have to go to these events because that's where the key decision makers are. Find out where they are. I told my cousin once, he was quite a bit younger than me, he used to play professional basketball, and I told him, I said, look, volunteer, find something to volunteer at, some board that tugs at your heart. I didn't say go find a board that you hate. Find one you love. You're basketball, so that means you love playing basketball, you love kids. So passion. Volunteer there. That's your passion, okay? So you can join a board with your passion. I said, but here's the key. You're going to meet executives from companies around the city that you can now network with for your business. And it worked for him.
Today's business tip is sponsored by the Memphis Black Business Association and UTL, connecting merchants with nearby consumers.
Hi, everyone. It's Janita, and I will have your business tip today. We talked a lot about this, but, when is the time that you decide to break it on your own? And what is one of the most important things that you can do when you break out on your own? And we find that it's to surround yourself with a supportive network of mentors, advisors, and other fellow entrepreneurs. Seek out organizations that focus on supporting minority and women-owned businesses because they have information about resources, where to find money, where to find mentors and advisors. And most importantly, I think the number one thing that a lot of times people do, and what I learned some hard lessons throughout business, is don't be an island. Ask for help. Seek out others and ask for help. And that's my business tip of the day.
Let's dig deep. I really want to hear your journey about your water company. Okay. So, I know that you've talked about your story. You're one of many siblings. You grew up, in Orange Mound. Just can you talk about just your journey up and how did you end up at a water company and what does this involve and then where can we get our hands on it?
Well, the journey started by accident. Mike Conley Sr. contacted me and he was having a problem trying to find a package that would hold the hydrogen gas. Most people don't know that hydrogen gas, being the smallest molecule in the universe, is very hard to trap. So you may infuse it in the water, but if you don't have the right package, it is going to go back to the environment. For example, in a traditional plastic water bottle, hydrogen gas will come through the side walls of the bottle. If you put it in a glass bottle, it will come through the side walls of the bottle because it's the smallest molecule in the universe, so it can penetrate most walls. The only wall that hydrogen gas cannot penetrate is aluminum. So our package is all aluminum, including the cap area, so that it traps it to give it a 1-year shelf life.
And this is Mike Conley, the NBA player?
His dad.
His dad, okay.
Yeah, Mike Conley Sr.
Okay.
And so we worked together and, finally got it off the ground, got it going and everything. And of course, COVID hit and COVID caused things to change. And what changed at the end of that process, the group lost their number one customer, which was probably about 80-90% of their revenue. And the company ended up coming to Hardy. And so that's how I ended up being in it. It's actually my family, but since my background, I'm a beverage expert, I consult from other companies around the country on beverages. Of course, with the name like Hardy, I've got to make sure that company is right first. So things happen in business, and I tell people, your best opportunity that you're going to find is not going to be an opportunity that is necessarily planned. is something's going to happen. Now, you've got to be smart enough to know that it's either good or bad. And all things that happen are not good. So I'm not saying that. When somebody throw an opportunity in front of you, do your due diligence. Make sure that not only that it's a great opportunity, but also make sure that that partnership is going to be a great partnership. One of the challenges that businesses have, and even whether it's the beverage business, is that, finding the right partners. And I've had numerous partnerships in numerous companies over the years. It's very complicated because you've got to make sure that you find that right personality.
It's a marriage.
It's a marriage.
It really is.
And if you're driven in the marriage and they're not, that will cause a separation. It will. And so, but the challenge of the water business is still, as I talked about earlier, from the retail side. How do you penetrate the retail sector where it has not been traditional for minorities or women to be the person on the shelf? Also, you're competing with the major brands. I mean, you've got Coke and Pepsi and Dr. Pepper Snapple, and then on the other side, you've got the alcohol side. You've got the Miller, the Coors, and Anheuser. The challenge you have there is that, those clauses you put in contracts that says non-compete?
Mm-hmm.
So there are retailers that you cannot sell your product in, especially if you go to a place like airports.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into some of those airport kiosks and try to get your product in there, the problem you have is that they have an exclusive with
So let me
Coke or
ask you a
Pepsi.
question. Is that the same as I've heard that if you have a Starbucks, you can't have a coffee shop in the next block or so. Is it similar to that kind of thing set up, or is it proximity?
No. They just cannot carry another product that is similar to theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
So right down the hall, so in that airport, they can carry multiple brands. The contracts are normally with the vendor, like Hudson News.
Yeah.
I think Hudson is Coke. So Hudson can't carry Pepsi, and also they tell me they can't carry our products either. So, but I tell people here's the tragedy of that. They had a 200-year head start on us. 200 years head start. And so now you got exclusive contracts that keeps us out.
Yeah.
So what are the other 20 rules?
It's
Yeah.
just
We can't get
boxed
in.
out.
We're boxed out. But we were boxed out because we're a late starter.
Yes.
We're 200 years behind.
Yes. 6, 7
So how in the
generations.
world can a contract stop us when the contracts were lettered years ago, we weren't even in the game? So how do we change those dynamics?
You tell me.
Yeah. Great question.
You tell me.
Well, I tell you how you changed it. You changed it by demanding. You use your dollar as your voice. If you can't get into Hudson because there's not enough minority products in there, then what you do is you challenge the airport and say, okay, we're going to have some other kiosks that has a broader selection of products so that people who started 200 years late can still get in there. And then you take your dollars and you go spend it there. Trust me, those contracts will immediately open.
Dollars, like you said, dollars is power. It's the truth.
That's right. Anyway, and you ask what stores you can find in Memphis. We're in all the Castle stores. We're in Superlow now here.
Where
in
can we
this
find you on the Northeast Coast?
Northeast Coast,
Like New York or
New York,
Tri-State, Jersey.
We are
Connecticut.
trying to get into pharmacies now. So
Oh, great.
that's a different story for a different day. But no,
We
really
will be
pushing
looking
it.
out.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that is great. And so you're not just in Memphis, you're regional.
Oh no, we're there. Memphis is actually a very small market.
So can you just give us the breadth of that?
Well, the breadth of our market is that, we like convenience stores a lot. Let's start with that. Why do you like convenience stores? Well, A, it's a beverage. And 70% of all beverages are sold in convenience stores. Most people don't know that. 70% of all beer is sold in convenience stores. And so convenience store is where you want your product to be because people are coming there to get a cold one. They want something cold. Not necessarily alcoholic, but cold, non-alcohol. And so we're in Kentucky. We're in Ohio. And so we're in that convenience store chains up and down that line. I like liquor stores because we have a nightlife recovery product.
Yeah, there's a hangover water.
What's it called?
It's called nightlife recovery.
Boom.
As I just said.
Very simple. In marketing, you say what it is. Okay?
Yeah,
So I like those venues. But we're pushing a lot of avenues I can't talk about right now, but we're pushing a boulder up a hill. It is, as we talked about earlier, it can be frustrating, but we don't give up.
LeBron, I hope you're listening because you need this water. Just if you could explain What makes this water extra special? This is no ordinary water.
No, it's not. It's not right. We call it super water, and it's super water because of hydrogen gas. When we infuse hydrogen gas and it binds to the water itself, what happens when you drink it in your body, it goes straight to your cellular level. So you're trying to get hydration to your cells. Well, because of the hydrogen gas being the smallest molecule in the universe, it actually penetrates your cells. And it takes anything with it. So we have a product called Sky. And Sky is CBD infused, but also it has moods. That's our other brand. So we have a mood called Calm. So it's designed to calm you down. It has magnesium in it. But when you infuse the hydrogen gas with the magnesium, with the water, and you drink it, it's going to take that magnesium to your cell. So it's going to activate fast. You want your medicine to activate fast. So in Sky, we have Calm, we have Focus. So people can't focus, so they need that lion's mane. People want to shine, so they want to look pretty. So we have collagen and biotin. It's called Shine. We have Defense that has vitamin C and zinc in it, and then we have Lift. You want to work out harder? Has B12 in it.
So do you have anybody competitive with you within the water game?
On the Sky area, no. Now on H2, yes, we compete with H Factor.
No, we don't name anybody
Okay.
else.
No.
We compete with others. We compete with others, yes, and they've been around for a minute.
And I do have a question. So, what is the range of the H2 product? Like, because you were naming different kinds. Those.
Oh my gosh, the H2. We've introduced flavors. So we have H2 Original, which is hydrogen gas and just the original water. There's a lot of people that are water purists, and they want the water to be just amazing tasting cold water. So it's our number one selling
Me
product.
too. I have that issue.
It's a number, and it is absolutely pure. Then we have, of course, H2 Plus. Plus is with electrolytes. There are people who have diabetes or obesity issues. They don't want the sweeteners that you get in some of the other products that we don't name here. But they need the electrolytes because it's hot today. So you really need to replenish your electrolytes. So we have H2 Plus. Then we have strawberry. We have blood orange. We have lemon. We have white peach. We have acai, blueberry palm. They're absolutely amazing tasting.
And if I can say something, if Carolyn's skin is any indication of what water will do for you, run out and buy it.
I drink a lot. I tell people I do. Before I came, I've had 2 already. I brought you guys a set.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I drink a lot. To your point, that hydration and for your skin is just absolutely, it's necessary. We just don't, our bodies are a temple. But it's kind of something you said that was really important, that we target products that are all about wellness and well-being. And so when you look at our products, you look at diabetes and obesity, which is really plaguing our neighborhoods and our communities, where we don't drink enough water. I have a customer that orders a couple of cases on e-commerce almost every month. And she's ordering product for her sister and everybody else because she's trying to get them to hydrate. And the thing that we don't do, our product, we're not trying to serve you a blood orange drink. We're trying to give you a nice, pleasant, experience.
So you can get that
so
down.
So get it down. That's right. We're not competing with an orange soda. That's not what we're doing, okay? But you're going to find that it is so pleasant that you don't need that orange soda. You don't need those carbs. You don't need that sugar, and you don't need the caffeine. That goes with it.
And what studies now actually show, it's not 64 ounces. We need 100 ounces of water per day, people.
That's right. That's right.
So it's real. Like this, we're not even reaching what we really are supposed to.
So you're telling me that I can order it.
You can order it. Yeah.
And because I'm in New York and I need to have this, I need access. So where am I ordering this?
www.htwo.com.
All over.
And my son orders his on e-commerce, and it goes straight to New York because he's in Harlem.
Oh,
okay.
amazing. Oh, okay, great.
That's all he drinks.
Carolyn, how do we follow your companies on social media?
You can look at find HTWO.com.
HTWO.com.
HTWO.com. Any HTWO.com will find us. Okay? H2 will find us anywhere. And if you want to find our product, you go on e-commerce, and it's www.htwo.com. We're there on e-commerce. So you can find us.
This is a fun moment.
So, ready?
I love
we
this
are
part.
going to close now on a light note. And this is the Sispreneur lightning round.
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah.
So we're asking for 3 fun 1-answer questions to lighten up the conversation a little bit.
Okay.
So ready for the first one?
Yes.
Okay. So if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why? Anyone.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, Warren Buffett.
Ooh.
Okay.
And why?
Because my mind is always running, and I have so many questions about so many businesses. And Warren has a wide range of businesses that he touches. You know, how did he decide to buy the BNSF Railroad? I want to know. Okay, and then what was his plans? You know, what were his plans? Berkshire Hathaway. Okay, how is he managing that, and how did he know it was the right way to go? So I want somebody who has a broad base of knowledge. So no, I'd love to sit there at Warren Buffett.
And you pick his brain.
And pick his
I know
brain.
you would. So, what's your favorite guilty pleasure food that you indulge in from time to time?
Oh my God, my favorite guilty pleasure is ice cream.
Wow. What kind?
Oh gosh.
Or does it matter?
Homemade. And the reason
Oh.
being is that
Right.
my dad loved homemade. And I remember the things he put us through. You know, before they had the electric one,
Yeah.
he would make us turn it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
The old
thing.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some
Churning
and then we
butter.
got to eat a little bit of it. That's exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's why when I eat homemade, it reminds me of my dad.
Oh, so it's emotional. I've never made ice cream in person. Like
A
I've
friend
never
of mine had it. I think the Thompsons did it.
really. You mean Monica Michelle Thompson
Yeah, across the street.
Oh
I thought they
wow.
did.
And then my dad found out that Baskin Robbins had it.
That was that, right?
So
Yeah,
that-
okay,
Threw that
fine.
thing in the trash, okay? Yeah.
Wow.
He could have whatever he wanted.
Exactly. And now I have to work so hard.
Right.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
So, if you could teleport yourself anywhere in the world for a weekend getaway, where would you go?
For a weekend?
A weekend getaway.
Oh, I would go.
This is quick.
I would go to Venice.
And why?
Because from Venice I can get to Florence and Rome.
Agreed. Oh,
Fast train, I get anywhere. Okay. And
So
I'm
you hit
telling
3 or 4
that's-
cities.
And
you would eat your
I
favorite?
love sea bass. Oh my
Too.
God!
Mediterranean sea bass
Yes.
is
yes.
the best sea bass in the world.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. As we come to the close of this electrifying episode of Sispreneur Stories, we have been truly inspired by the remarkable journey of our guest, Carolyn Chism Hardy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies, and it's great to meet such beautiful sisters.
Oh,
Goodness. Oh my God!
Now, we hope Carolyn's journey has ignited a spark of empowerment within you, encouraging you to embrace your dreams and take bold, decisive action. Remember, each step you take can shape your own path to success and create positive change. Thank you for joining us on Sispreneur Stories, where we celebrate the strength of women in business while nurturing our households. Until next time, stay fearless and keep igniting your own Sispreneurial fire. This is Kanji,
Aurora,
And Janita.
signing off.
This is Ernest Strickland, President of the Black Business Association, proud to be your title sponsor on this empowering journey with Sispreneur Stories.